I'm doing a voiceover on this because I've discovered that when I'm writing I can be a bit of a nag. Also, I just talk a lot, which Comanche seems to like, but it's just a lot. Anyways, I just got on and we're walking around the arena. This side and the very back here is where he used to spook quite a bit. And you can tell he's very comfortable with it. He doesn't mind it at all anymore. I don't think he ever really did in the first place. I think it was more of a game. But this back wall is kind of creepy because it's too high for him to see over, and a lot of times there'd be cows over there that he knew they were there but he couldn't see them. So to be honest, I found it kind of creepy too, but don't let him know that. So here I'm asking him to trot, and he starts trotting, and then he starts loping, and I didn't ask him to lope, but it felt really good, so I just let him go. Then I asked him to stop, and he stopped right away. Did a good job. And you can see he's calm, he's good with it. So you'll see that there are things flashing across the screen. Occasionally it's raining outside, and later on in this tape you'll see it's kind of bad because the saddle starts to slip because his back is wet, and plus he's sweating, and it just makes it pretty miserable. Anyways, we're just walking around again. Then I ask him to trot, and he just starts going faster and faster again, so I'm turning his head to get him to slow down. Turned him into the fence there, and now I ask him to trot again, and again he's starting to go faster and faster, so again I'm making him slow down, and then I back him up a little bit. Then I ask him to trot again, and this time he does very nicely. We're just going around the arena. I think we come around the corner here in a second. Then I ask him to lope, and he does. He does a very good job. He gets to stop again. And ask him to walk. Now I'm asking him to trot. He catches on. There, he just started trotting on his own, so I'm turning him because I didn't ask him to trot. Let me back up. And there he's walking. He's supposed to. Then he starts trotting again, and I just remind him to walk, and he does. Oh, the neighbors have a new little dune buggy, and they're revving up the engine and coming down the road. And I wasn't sure how Comanche was going to react to it because it's kind of new. He's not familiar with it, but as you can see, he doesn't have a problem with it at all. He's not even that interested in it. I'm probably more worried about it than he is. See, he's just more interested in listening to me talk to him, and he's smiling a little bit because I tell him he's a good boy. You can kind of see it flashing on the screen. It was just a very light rain, but it was pretty continuous. Then you see Cowgirl comes out into the arena, and I tell Comanche to go get her. I'm telling Cowgirl to leave because she tends to try to herd the horses, but this time I'm letting Comanche herd her. This next time around is where he gets a little bit irate with me. If you look, saddle's a little bit uneven, and that might have contributed to it. But you can see he gets himself in position to buck, and I grab his head, and he fights to get his head back. So you can see he's getting ready, and I come forward. And then he's trying, and I grab his head, and he gets upset about it and tries to get his head back. Because I got him off balance a little bit, which is better than him getting me on the ground. Now I'm making him do some circles, and at this point I really start having a lot of trouble with the saddle. I don't think that's what caused him to try to buck, but from here on out his back is wet and the saddle's really starting to slip, and I had to stop constantly and fiddle with it and try to straighten it out. I did some circles, and then I asked him to lope again, and I thought that he tried to buck again, but when I was looking at it in slow motion, I really don't see that he's doing that, but I do see that my saddle's very crooked at that point, and I think the chances are he probably tripped. So I'm going to give him a pass on that one. Anyways, I don't know. See what I was doing along the side, and I can't remember. But looks like we were loping a little bit. Then he did fine. Here he's loping, but then he goes into a trot. So I'm asking him again. And he lopes, but again he goes back into a trot. And I keep starting over from where the gate is, and I'm making him lope away from the gate because he tends to do a lot better loping towards the gate for obvious reasons. That's why I'm walking back here. I got my saddle straightened, but I know I'm going to lose it, so asking him one more time to lope, and this time he almost starts to trot and then he doesn't. He goes back into a lope and he keeps it. So I give him that. He went quite a ways. I let him stop here where I usually don't get off, just to do something different, and give him a hug.